Jana ilikuwa ni rehearsal, leo tulikuwa tunarekebisha makosa, lakini mgomo proper unaanza Jumatano. Na walimu wote wanaulizwa wakae gangari zaidi.
Nataka walimu waone wanafanya kama nchini yao.
Such salvos indicating a hardening of positions between teachers and the government. KNUT and the Trade Union of Kenya walked out of the arbitration meeting that was called by the Labour Cabinet Secretary to thrash out a compromise that could see teachers return to class. The meeting, attended by KNUT, the Teacher Service Commission and the Cabinet Secretaries for Labour and Education, failed to yield fruit.
We have not come out with the component that we needed, because teachers are out because of the salary, the demand on salary increment. And that is the most lucrative component that has taken teachers out.
Today, the government offered the teachers' unions a package worth Kenya shillings 9.3 billion in settlement of their claims relating to house allowance, hardship allowance, and leave allowance. The offer tabled today addresses those concerns: an elaborate mortgage and car loan scheme to teachers. This is a new thing.
The final details of this being that the teachers would have a leave allowance, with the lowest grade getting 4,000 and the highest, a chief principal, getting 10,000 Kenya shillings. Teachers are also offered a hardship allowance of between 5,700 Kenya shillings and 38,100 shillings, and a house allowance calculated in the terms of those in Nairobi and outside Nairobi, but they would have none of it.
All the allowances given were not deliberated and they were insufficient. Some of them, hardship allowance, for example, decamping from the percentage into capped figures.
The government argues that the offer would push the annual teachers' wage bill to 170 billion Kenya shillings, accounting for 10% of the budget. The government has now directed all teachers to report to work or face dire consequences.
There is a court order which was issued, and it was advertised in the newspaper as a means of service. The order cannot be evaded, and it must be obeyed, and we must learn to obey court orders. This is not a banana country.
But KNUT remains unbowed. KNUT has 37 demands in the collective bargaining agreement, key among them being an increase in basic salary by between 180% and 290%, an increase in house allowance by up to 50% of the basic salary, as well as the revision of leave and township allowance. KUPPET, on the other hand, wants a 200% pay rise and a revision in leave and township allowance. Willis Raburu for The Big Question.